There is no way to refute the notion that women conduct sexual experiments on men, whether for the purpose of determining a man's value, gauging his level of interest, or simply for amusement. Because Sigma males have a reputation for being shrouded in secrecy and notoriously difficult to comprehend, they put men through rigorous testing on a regular basis. When it comes to women, understanding what they are thinking can be extremely difficult. They have a reputation for being secretive, which makes many women curious about them, but they don't know how to approach them. This frequently drives them to test Sigma males in order to evaluate his level of interest and to see how committed he is to the cause. The Sigma's guard is being penetrated by females who are trying to figure out how to do it. Because Sigma males tend to place a high value on their independence and privacy, the stereotype of them as being cold and uncaring persists. This cannot possibly be correct in any way. In point of fact, they are the best partners that are open to you. They are extremely dedicated and helpful, with a good grasp of when to be present and when to provide space. The following are 9 ways that women test Sigma man that they covet. She begins by putting him to the test by having him experience something. It's possible that some women will discuss this matter openly, while others will do it in a manner that is more concealed. As a result of Sigma males' well-deserved reputation for unshakable self-assurance, women regularly put them to the test by challenging the validity of their convictions and ideas. It's also possible that she'll play the part of the devil's advocate in order to get him to reconsider his choices. This is essentially a woman's endeavor to comprehend her partner better, even though it may come out as bothersome. She is evaluating his capacity to maintain his composure under pressure. Since Sigma males are able to rapidly see through a woman's tests due to the logical method in which they think, they are able to stay one step ahead of other men since they always know what to do next. Women are under the impression that Sigma males don't view adversity as an opportunity to learn more about themselves and the way they think. However, this is not the case. They see it as something similar to a mental bout of boxing. Their intelligence and wit frequently put women at ease, which causes them to become more interested in them. They are continually making an effort to keep one step ahead of everyone else. This is one of the things that women find attractive about Sigma, which contributes to their interest in the organization. A quick wit and an intellectual mind are 2 of the most attractive qualities in a man. When a person's mind is actively engaged, not only do they exude the most confidence, but their appearance also exudes the most brilliance, making them one of the most attractive types of people. 2. The messages she sends are not entirely clear. This method is commonly utilized by women in order to evaluate males and observe the responses they receive. They will communicate in a manner that is inconsistent. For example, she might be sweltering one second and bone-chillingly cold the next. It's possible that one day she'll show some interest in him, and the next day she'll exhibit no interest in him at all. All of this is for the purpose of a woman determining the level of interest a man has in her and how far she is willing to go to win him over. Men frequently find themselves immersed in the games and start to second-guess the choices they make. They may start to wonder whether they are acting appropriately or whether they are misreading the situation. This can cause them to feel uncomfortable. They frequently perceive through these activities that this is where the men of Sigma excel, and as a result, they choose not to participate. Because of this, people are able to maintain their mental state and keep the IR attention on the goals they have set for themselves. They will make it clear to her that they will not tolerate her nonsense and that she must either take on a leadership role or leave the group if she does not wish to do so. As a result, she will either get even more interested or entirely retreat from the situation. In any situation, Sigma will come out ahead as a result of the scenario. They are experts at screening ladies in an efficient manner and do not hesitate to release those who fail the test. If it turns out that they don't work out, they won't waste their time pursuing someone who sends them mixed messages because they won't waste their time. They are free to direct their energy toward activities that are likely to produce better results. She does not speak to him as a result of the significant amount of time that may be saved by using this free resource. At this point, she has completely neglected him, and she is acting as though he does not even exist. It's possible that she acted in this manner as a reaction to something he said or did, but it's also possible that she acted in this manner completely at random. In any scenario, it's a way for conducting tests. The purpose of this exercise is to watch his reaction and try to guess whether or not he will give in to her demands. The Sigma is not the type of man who can stand to listen to such rubbish. he is well aware that the person in question is using the silent treatment as a method of attracting attention to himself. It is not uncommon for him to continue ignoring her until she finally falls asleep and exits the room. Sometimes, but not very often, he would respond to her lack of speech. The majority of the time, this is a foolproof method for getting her to swiftly crawl back to him and beg for forgiveness. The silent treatment is only one of the many power games that women enjoy playing. Although women frequently use this game as a very efficient technique of manipulating males, it has absolutely no effect on male sigmas who cherish their own company and want to spend their time alone. They can think that being left in the dark is a blessing in disguise because of how they are handled. They have the option to relax in peace as a result of it. Some sigmas could even find the silence refreshing because it provides them with a much-needed reprieve from the non-stop talking of some of the women. Treatment pleasant. When women finally receive a taste of their own medicine, they realize that the silent treatment is not nearly as successful as they formerly considered it to be and have come to this realization. The fourth point is that she uses reverse psychology. This is a common tactic used by women to determine whether or not a man is interested in them. In order to determine how he will react, they will say one thing while actually meaning something else. She might, for example, claim to be searching for nothing serious when, in reality, she is, and she might also appear disinterested in an effort to attract him to pursue her. Both of these strategies are intended to encourage him to pursue her. This is simply a test for the woman to determine whether or not the man is interested in her and how far she is willing to go to win him over. Sigma males are typically one step ahead when it comes to reverse psychology because they are able to see through the facade and realize what a woman is actually attempting to say. This gives them an advantage over other guys. Because of this, they are able to keep their cool and prevent themselves from becoming drawn into the games. The practice of reverse psychology is nothing more than an additional opportunity for Sigma males to exhibit their brains and social abilities. They consider it a challenge and frequently find enjoyment in gaining insight into a woman's innermost thoughts. When individuals are able to see through her ploy, they typically find it hilarious, and they regularly find themselves chuckling in spite of the trouble they are experiencing. It is possible that some women will find this to be disarming. Nonetheless, this has no other effect than to raise. Despite this, women cannot resist the temptation to use reverse psychology on Sigma males. The fact that it is typically an activity that is fruitless. 5. On every issue, she expresses her disagreement with him on purpose. This presents a unique set of challenges. Women will frequently dispute with a man on everything in an effort to test him, whereas many men fail this test as a result of engaging in an argument with her after accepting her bait. This is because women will regularly dispute with men on everything in an effort to test men. The guys of Sigma frequently ponder whether or not she is acting intentionally or whether this is simply her point of view. As a result of their admiration for self-reliant women who are able to articulate powerful concepts, they regularly find themselves in challenging situations. They are going to give her point of view serious consideration and work hard to comprehend it. Even if they don't always agree with her, they will make an effort to comprehend what she is saying even if they don't always agree with her. Naturally, Sigma comes to the conclusion that the solution is correct. In these kinds of circumstances, if the woman is only trying to start a conflict so that she can get what she wants, the male would often just give in for the purpose of maintaining peace and then move on. The results of this type of evaluation are not always reliable. Because Sigma males don't appear to become easily riled up or defensive, they are skilled at keeping their cool and avoiding getting into useless confrontations. In addition to this, they are typically quite skilled in de-escalating tense situations. It won't be long before she has a grasp on the Sigma character, if she hasn't already. He is not the type of person who can be easily duped or pressured into doing something. He is able to see through her deceptions, and as a result, he usually comes out on top in situations like this. Of course, there are times when a woman will appear tough simply for the sake of being strong, but these situations are far and few between. Under these conditions, the Sigma simply evaporates. It is fruitless to try to argue with someone who is obviously not interested in having an argument that is grounded in logic. You should just give her space to fend for herself. 6. By putting him to the test, she determines whether or not he is paying attention. At this moment, she is attempting to assess the amount of genuine attention that he is offering her. She can change her behavior or her appearance several times in the hopes that he will notice the difference. She can also try to tell him what she needs or wants and observe whether or not he takes her seriously. She frequently loses her cool and accuses him of not paying adequate attention to her, which makes her quite angry. If he doesn't, the Sigma is a type of man who is characterized by his constant attentiveness. He has an exceptional level of perception. Even the tiniest of factors can have significant consequences, both positive and bad. It works to his benefit because he is always aware of what is going on and informed about it. It is undesirable since, in comparison to other guys, he may occasionally give off the impression of being suspicious or paranoid as a result of it. Sigma males tend to think more critically and have a heightened level of perceptiveness overall. They are more likely to notice nuances that other people would overlook, regardless of whether it's a change in someone's conduct or a trivial thing that other people might pass by. This is true whether the change is in someone's behavior or in something else. They are exceptional leaders in part due to the fact that this is the case. They are able to see things from a variety of angles and they are keenly aware of their surroundings at all times. Because they are very good at paying attention all the time, there are many instances in which Sigma males pass this exam without even being aware of their accomplishment. They will normally be aware of any changes that have been made. However, this does have the potential to be a problem on occasion because she may experience discomfort if he is being excessively cautious. 7. She has the intention of attempting to change his way of thinking. At this point, she is attempting to sway his opinion to align with her own. It's possible that she'll try to persuade his opinion by making an emotional or logical argument. She frequently grows angry and labels him stubborn or obstinate when he refuses to comply with her demands. The Sigma is a man who is extremely steadfast in his commitment to his beliefs. He is not easily convinced and is conscious of the things he believes in. Even if he is attentive and willing to consider the points of view of others, he will invariably follow his own best judgment. This is the only test that she frequently takes. If he does not give up, she will give up fighting. She is conscious of the fact that it is a waste of time for her to spend her energy trying to convince him to adopt a different point of view. It should come as no surprise that she does not have a lot of options available to actually sway his decision. On extremely rare circumstances, she may be successful in convincing him to see things from her point of view. Nonetheless, for the most part, he will remain steadfast in his attitude. She purposely conceals information from him in order to evaluate the level of emotional commitment he possesses. At this point in her life, she is unsure whether or not she wants to be in a relationship. It is possible that she will take advantage of him and hold him hostage. We are testing his level of perseverance and tolerance to determine how much we can put him through. He will never put her through unnecessary stress or make her desire to be with him in any way, shape, or form. The kind of man who is conscious that everything will work out for the best if it is meant to is referred to as a Sigma male. There is no need for him to apply any force or pressure. However, he won't wait around endlessly if a significant amount of time has passed and she continues to behave in such an infantile manner. And he will not put up with her antics under any circumstances. In spite of the fact that he is patient, Sigma male is not a pushover. He is self-aware and will not tolerate being treated poorly in any way. 9. At this point, she is testing his limits more and further. She makes it her mission to test his limits and see out how far he can be pushed. It's possible that her comments or actions will make him feel awkward with her. She is attempting to assess his reaction, and one way she might do this is by going beyond the appropriate bounds with her comments. The Sigma is well aware of his limits, and he will not tolerate being forced to function outside of those boundaries. He will be exceedingly clear about what is and is not acceptable, and his boundaries will be enforced with a great deal of vigor. He could even have to put his foot down and leave the situation while Sigma is in charge, depending on how far she pushes him to go against his will. Men, too, are known for pushing the envelope. They do, sir, but in a different context, and women commonly use this tactic to influence men before he finally puts his foot on the gas pedal. They are interested in finding out how much money they can make. She uses this as a test before utilizing it as a power play to assert her dominance over him. In most cases, she does this. It frequently becomes quite intense very quickly and turns into a game of control. Things have the potential to spiral out of control very quickly if a man does not take a firm stance. This behavior typically manifests in alpha guys who are unwilling or unable to express themselves. In most cases, Sigma males are able to see right through it, whereas some alpha males might not realize it's a test and might react aggressively. Because Sigma is adept at dealing with situations of this nature, he will not give in to her attempts to manipulate him by using her tricks.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And do share with your friends so we may continue to create them. To see more videos like this, subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Additionally, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.